Every man is addicted to something. Pause and think about your life for a moment. Some men smoke and drink to forget the parts of themselves they refuse to face. Some chase women because those 10 minutes make them feel alive. Some bury their purpose in entertainment, scrolling, gaming, and endless distraction. Hours disappear while they tell themselves life will give more time tomorrow. But tomorrow keeps moving. And here stands the truth most men avoid. Most men are not weak. They are undisciplined. And an undisciplined man always becomes a slave to his impulses. The world rarely says this out loud. Men hear many excuses. Stress from work. Problems from childhood. Pressure from society. Bad luck. Hard circumstances. Excuses fill the room. But deep inside, every man knows the quiet truth. Something inside pulls him toward comfort while another voice calls him toward purpose. The conflict lives in his chest every day. One voice whispers, "Relax. Take the easy path. Watch another video. Scroll another page. Eat another pleasure. Feed the body. Ignore the soul." The other voice speaks with less noise but more weight. Stand up. Take control. Stop running. Become the man God designed. This story begins with a man who lived in the middle of this battle. His name does not matter. His struggle lives inside millions of men. He woke each morning with the same feeling. The day started slow. The phone glowed beside his bed. His thumb moved across the screen before his feet touched the floor. News. Videos. Messages. Distractions. Minutes turned into an hour. Then guilt entered the room. He knew his time carried value. He knew his life held purpose. Yet each day slipped through his fingers while small pleasures stole his focus. He promised change many times. Tomorrow I will wake early. Tomorrow I will pray. Tomorrow I will start discipline. Tomorrow arrived many times. The change never came. He watched other men succeed. He watched strong leaders speak about faith, discipline, and purpose. He admired them. He respected them. Yet a quiet voice inside him asked a hard question. Why not you? That question haunted him. One evening he sat alone in a quiet room. The noise of the world faded. No videos played. No messages arrived. No entertainment distracted him. Silence entered his mind. And silence reveals truth. He looked at his life without excuses. He saw patterns. Late nights. Endless scrolling. Empty conversations. Short bursts of motivation followed by long seasons of comfort. He spoke the truth to himself. I am not weak. I am undisciplined. Those words landed with weight. Because weakness suggests lack of strength. Undisciplined reveals something deeper. Strength exists. The man refuses to control it. And every man faces the same crossroads. A man without discipline becomes a slave to impulse. Impulse tells him to smoke. He smokes. Impulse tells him to drink. He drinks. Impulse tells him to chase pleasure. He runs after it. Impulse tells him to waste time. He obeys without question. Days pass. Years pass. Life fades. Many men live entire lives controlled by momentary urges. They follow feelings like leaves carried by wind. One emotion pushes them forward. Another pulls them backward. They move without direction. But somewhere in the world another type of man rises. This man does not follow impulse. This man builds discipline. This man becomes the type God shapes through fire and pressure. The man in our story began to notice something about men who lived with purpose. Their lives moved with structure. Their choices showed intention. Their days followed rhythm. They woke early. Not because early mornings feel pleasant. They woke early because they refused to let the day control them. Morning held quiet power. No noise. No distraction. Only space to think and breathe. Only space to face God. At first the man resisted this idea. His bed felt comfortable. His mind argued with him. Sleep more. Start tomorrow. Rest longer. But another voice began growing stronger. Stand up. Take control. Stop surrendering to comfort. One morning the battle reached its breaking point. His alarm rang before sunrise. The room stayed dark. His body begged for more sleep. For a moment his hand moved toward the phone to silence the alarm. Then he stopped. A thought crossed his mind. If I cannot control this moment, how will I control my life? He sat up. The decision looked small. The effect reached deeper than he expected. That morning he stepped into silence. No distractions filled the room. His thoughts raced. His heart felt uneasy. Discipline rarely feels comfortable during the first steps. He opened scripture. The words did not move his emotions at first. His mind wandered. His focus struggled. Still he continued reading. Because discipline shows up even when emotions refuse to cooperate. This moment introduced him to a new truth. Motivation and discipline live in different worlds. Motivation arrives like lightning. Bright. Powerful. Short. Discipline moves like the sunrise. Quiet. Steady. Certain. Motivation fades when life grows heavy. Discipline wakes up the next morning and begins again. Day after day the man repeated small acts. He woke early. He trained his body. Because stewardship of the body holds meaning. The body serves as a gift from God. Strength prepares a man for service, protection, and endurance. Training felt painful during early days. Muscles burned. Breath shortened. His mind searched for excuses to quit. But discipline continued speaking. Continue. He returned home and opened scripture again. Not as routine. As survival. He understood something important. The human mind becomes dangerous without truth. Thoughts wander toward pride, fear, lust, anger, and confusion. Without guidance from God the mind creates chaos. Scripture became his anchor. Prayer followed. At first prayer felt awkward. Words stumbled. Silence stretched between sentences. But he continued speaking with God. Because strength without God holds no foundation. He trained his body. He read the word. He prayed. Then he added another practice many men avoid. Silence. He stopped filling every moment with noise. No music. No endless videos. No constant talking. Silence felt uncomfortable. Because silence exposes the heart. Yet silence also reveals the voice of God. The man began hearing direction within the quiet. Not loud commands. Not dramatic visions. Simple conviction. Slow guidance. Clear truth. His life slowly changed shape. But the journey did not remove struggle. Some mornings he felt tired. Some days temptation pulled strongly. Old habits waited like shadows at the edge of his path. Motivation disappeared many times. Yet discipline remained. Discipline opened the Bible when his mind resisted. Discipline prayed when emotions felt numb. Discipline fought temptation when his flesh whispered one more time. Each victory looked small to outsiders. Inside the man a war raged. A war between impulse and purpose. Between flesh and spirit. between the easy road and the narrow path. Many men begin this journey. Few continue long enough to see transformation. Because discipline demands sacrifice. Discipline demands responsibility. Discipline demands honesty. The man reached another moment of realization. Motivation creates excitement. Discipline creates covenant. Motivation runs on emotion. Discipline runs on commitment. Emotion fades with time. Commitment stands when life grows heavy. Days passed. Weeks passed. The man began feeling strength return to areas of life once ruled by impulse. His mornings held structure. His body held energy. His mind held clarity. But a deeper truth waited ahead. A truth most men refuse to accept. Because discipline alone does not win the battle. One night the man read a passage that shook him. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Those words stopped him. He realized something dangerous. A man wakes early without God. Pride enters his heart. A man trains his body without God. Arrogance grows in his spirit. A man succeeds without God. Emptiness waits at the finish line. A man reads self-improvement books yet ignores scripture. He becomes self-made and self-destroyed. This truth hit him with force. Discipline builds habits. But discipline without God builds a throne for pride. And pride quietly destroys men from the inside. The man sat in silence again. His mind searched his motives. Why do I wake early? Why do I train? Why do I read? Why do I pursue discipline? One answer frightened him. A man trains for control. A man trains for respect. A man trains for success. But a man of God trains for something deeper. He trains for surrender. This realization opened the next chapter of his journey. Because a spiritual war waits inside every man. And no amount of physical discipline wins that war without God at the center. The man believed discipline solved his problem. He woke early. He trained his body. He read every day. He kept structure in his schedule. From the outside, his life looked strong. People respected discipline. People admired consistency. Many men even asked him questions. How do you stay focused? How do you wake up early? How do you avoid distraction? He shared advice. Wake early. Remove distractions. Control your habits. Build structure. And those things helped. But something strange began to happen inside him. A quiet shift. At first he ignored it. Then he started noticing small signs. When he woke early, pride whispered in his mind. You are stronger than most men. When he trained his body, pride spoke again. Look how disciplined you are. When others struggled with temptation, another thought entered. You would never fall like them. The man did not notice the danger at first. Because pride never arrives with noise. Pride enters quietly. Slowly. Carefully. Like a shadow growing at sunset. One night he sat alone again. The room held the same silence he learned to respect. His Bible rested on the table beside him. He opened the page and read slowly. One sentence stopped him. You cannot win a spiritual war with physical discipline alone. The word struck him deeper than expected. He closed the book and stared into the quiet room. A question entered his mind. What if discipline alone cannot defeat the deeper battle inside a man? For the first time he faced a difficult thought. You cannot outmuscle a demon. You cannot outrun your own brokenness. You cannot control sin with habits alone. Discipline builds strength. But sin lives deeper than habits. Sin hides in the heart. This truth unsettled him. Because many men believe discipline fixes everything. Wake early. Work harder. Control habits. Yet history shows disciplined men who still fall. Disciplined leaders collapse in scandal. Disciplined athletes destroy their lives. Disciplined businessmen lose their souls chasing success. Discipline did not fail them. Their foundation failed them. The man opened scripture again and read a line written long ago. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. He read the sentence again. Then again. Unless the Lord builds the house. Something inside him shifted. He began reviewing his own life. He woke early. But did he wake early to seek God? Or did he wake early to prove something? He trained his body. But did he train as stewardship? Or did he train for admiration? He pursued success. But did he pursue success for purpose? Or did he pursue success for recognition? The answers made him uncomfortable. Because discipline without God slowly transforms into pride wearing a uniform. And pride corrupts even the strongest men. He remembered something he once heard from an older man of faith. A man who wakes early without God ends up proud. A man who trains his body without God becomes arrogant. A man who succeeds without God becomes empty. A man who reads self-improvement books but ignores scripture becomes self-made and self-destroyed. At the time those words sounded extreme. Now they felt accurate. The man began understanding something deeper about life. Discipline builds structure. God builds the foundation. Without foundation the structure collapses. You want a strong life. Discipline builds the walls. God strengthens the ground beneath them. You want peace. Discipline creates order in your day. God gives rest to the soul. You want wisdom. Discipline builds learning habits. God renews the mind. You want respect. Discipline earns admiration. God forms character. The difference between admiration and character became clear. Admiration comes from what people see. Character comes from what God sees. Admiration fades quickly. Character lasts when no one watches. This truth exposed another problem among men. Most men want results. Few men want transformation. Results appear quickly. Lift weights for a few months and muscles grow. Work longer hours and income grows. Practice discipline and productivity grows. But transformation demands surrender. Transformation demands humility. Transformation demands a man admit something difficult. I cannot save myself. The man felt this truth growing stronger each day. He watched other men around him. Some blamed their childhood. Some blamed society. Some blamed bad luck. Some blamed their past mistakes. Blame became their shield. Blame protected them from responsibility. But responsibility separates boys from men. A man of God takes responsibility. He stops blaming the world. He stops blaming his past. He stops blaming circumstances. He looks at his life and speaks truth. My choices created my direction. My discipline shapes my habits. My surrender determines my transformation. This level of honesty hurts at first. But honesty begins freedom. The man faced his own excuses. He remembered days he wasted. He remembered opportunities ignored. He remembered moments when comfort defeated purpose. Instead of defending those moments, he made a decision. Kill excuses at the root. Excuses feed weakness. Responsibility builds strength. Each day he practiced this mindset. When his alarm rang early, excuses appeared. You slept late. Rest longer. He answered with responsibility. Stand up. When temptation whispered during quiet moments, excuses spoke again. You worked hard today. You deserve comfort. He answered again. Obedience matters more than comfort. RT. This battle repeated daily. Some days he won easily. Some days felt like climbing a mountain with heavy weight on his shoulders. Yet something important began changing inside him. Discipline shaped his habits. God began shaping his heart. He noticed prayer shifting from routine into dependence. He noticed scripture shifting from reading into confrontation. Some verses comforted him. Some verses exposed him. Some verses forced him to face darkness he ignored before. Scripture did not flatter him. Scripture corrected him. This process created tension. Because every man carries two versions of himself. The man he pretends to be. The man God sees clearly. Transformation begins when those two men finally meet. And the meeting rarely feels calm, foreseeable. One evening he prayed with unusual honesty. God, I built discipline. But without you at the center I build pride. Without you I become strong on the outside and empty on the inside. Without you I become organized but lost. Silence followed his prayer. But peace slowly replaced the tension inside his chest. Because surrender opened space for God to move. He realized discipline alone cannot purify the heart. Discipline alone cannot destroy sin. Discipline alone cannot produce righteousness. Only God changes the heart of a man. Only God rebuilds the inner life. This understanding humbled him deeply. He no longer saw himself as a disciplined man teaching others. He saw himself as a man under construction. A man under correction. A man under grace. His routines remained. He still woke early. He still trained his body. He still read daily. But the purpose behind those habits changed. He woke early to seek God. He trained his body as stewardship. He read scripture expecting correction. He prayed expecting dependence. Discipline became a tool. God became the center. And this change created a deeper transformation. Because discipline controls behavior. God transforms identity. The man began noticing another truth. Men who build their lives on discipline alone often become harsh. Harsh toward others. Harsh toward weakness. Harsh toward failure. But men who understand grace become strong and compassionate at the same time. Strength without humility becomes cruelty. Strength with humility becomes leadership. This balance defined the next stage of his journey. Yet the battle was not finished. Another truth waited ahead. A truth even disciplined men struggle to accept. You can be disciplined and still be lost. You can be disciplined and still feel empty. You can be disciplined and still live as a slave to sin. The man stood at the edge of this realization. His habits improved. His routine strengthened. But God wanted something deeper. God wanted his heart. The man once believed discipline solved the problem. Wake early. Train the body. Read more. Work harder. Control habits. Those actions improved his life. They brought order where chaos once lived. Yet one truth kept returning to his mind. Discipline without God at the center is pride wearing a uniform. That sentence refused to leave him alone. Because many men build powerful routines. They master schedules. They control habits. They create structure. Yet inside they remain lost. The man started noticing this pattern everywhere. Disciplined men with empty hearts. Disciplined men filled with anger. Disciplined men chasing admiration. Disciplined men hiding secret battles. Discipline alone cannot heal the soul. A disciplined man without God remains organized but broken. A disciplined man without God remains strong outside but hollow inside. A disciplined man without God remains a slave to sin. These thoughts unsettled him because they forced another question. What does real strength look like? The world offers one answer. Strength means control. Strength means power. Strength means dominance. Strength means proving you do not need anyone. Yet Scripture presents another picture. Real strength begins with surrender. This truth changed the way he saw every habit he built. He still woke early. But the meaning changed. Real strength is not waking up early. Real strength is waking up early to seek the face of God. Without that purpose, the morning routine becomes empty performance. He still read Scripture. But the meaning changed. Real discipline is not reading 20 pages. Real discipline allows Scripture to confront you. To cut through pride. To expose darkness. To reshape the why you think. Scripture stopped feeling like a checklist. Scripture became a mirror. Every verse revealed something about his heart. Some days he liked what he saw. Some days he faced truth he wanted to avoid. But transformation requires honesty. The man also noticed another shift. In the past he approached life with confidence that sounded strong. I can handle this. I will figure it out. I will control my path. Now his prayers sounded different. God, without you I fall apart. Those words did not weaken him. Those words made him stronger. Because real manhood does not pretend independence from God. Real manhood admits dependence. The more he surrendered, the clearer another truth became. Every man is addicted to something. The world proves this daily. Some men become addicted to substances. Some become addicted to pleasure. Some become addicted to validation. Some become addicted to distraction. Some become addicted to power. Addiction does not always look like destruction. Sometimes addiction hides behind success. A man builds wealth. A man gains status. A man receives admiration. Yet his heart still chases approval like a drug. Addiction shapes the direction of a life. This realization brought the story back to the beginning. Every man is addicted to something. The only question involves the direction of that addiction. The man started asking himself a different question each day. What will I choose to pursue with my life? Because addiction toward destruction leads to death. Addiction toward God leads to transformation. The difference ours in daily choices. A real man of God becomes addicted to prayer. Not as duty. As survival. Prayer becomes the place where pride breaks. Prayer becomes the place where fear loses power. Prayer becomes the place where strength returns. The man noticed something about prayer. At first he spoke many words. Later he learned to sit in silence. Sometimes prayer involved confession. Sometimes prayer involved gratitude. Sometimes prayer involved quiet listening. Yet each moment with God strengthened something inside him. The world grows loud each day. Prayer restores clarity. He also became addicted to the Word. Scripture stopped feeling like a task. Scripture became nourishment. Just as the body needs food each day, the soul needs truth. Without truth the mind drifts toward lies. Lies about identity. Lies about purpose. Lies about temptation. Scripture corrected those lies. Some passages comforted him. Some passages challenged him. Some passages demanded change. But every passage carried life. The more he read, the clearer his path became. He also developed addiction to obedience. Obedience sounds simple. But obedience tests the heart. Because obedience requires action when emotions disagree. Some days obedience meant resisting temptation. Some days obedience meant forgiving someone who caused pain. Some days obedience meant choosing humility instead of pride. Each act of obedience strengthened his character. Each act shaped his identity. Then came the hardest discipline of all. Crucifying the flesh daily. Every man carries desires pulling him toward sin. The flesh demands comfort. The flesh demands pleasure. The flesh demands control. Ignoring those desires requires constant vigilance. The man learned something powerful. Temptation never disappears completely. Even disciplined men feel temptation. The difference appears in the response. The flesh says follow desire. The spirit says choose obedience. This battle happens daily. Sometimes hourly. But victory grows stronger through practice. Each time he resisted temptation, his spirit gained strength. Each time he obeyed God, his heart changed a little more. He also learned to walk in the Spirit. Walking in the Spirit means allowing God to guide decisions. Instead of reacting to emotions, he paused. Instead of following impulse, he prayed. Instead of chasing pleasure, he pursued purpose. This new lifestyle separated him from many men around him. Because the world encourages the opposite path. Turn. Follow your feelings. Do what feels right. Seek comfort. Avoid difficulty. Yet that path leads to destruction. Especially for men who know the truth. Knowing truth creates responsibility. Ignoring truth creates deeper consequences. The man realized something difficult about human nature. Living according to the flesh requires no effort. Anyone can drift through life. Anyone can follow temptation. Anyone can waste time. Anyone can live without purpose. But rising above the flesh requires strength. Rising above temptation requires discipline, rooted in God. Rising above cultural norms requires courage. This reality separates men from boys. Boys chase comfort. Men pursue purpose. Boys follow feelings. Men follow conviction. Boys avoid responsibility. Men accept responsibility. This transformation did not happen overnight. It developed through daily surrender. Day after day. Decision after decision. Prayer after prayer. The man slowly became someone different. His identity changed. He no longer saw himself as a man fighting addiction. He saw himself as a man choosing a different addiction. Addicted to prayer. Addicted to the Word. Addicted to obedience. Addicted to crucifying the flesh daily. Addicted to walking in the Spirit. These addictions produced freedom rather than slavery. Because addiction toward God leads toward life. One final truth settled deeply in his heart. Discipline can change habits. Only God changes the heart. This difference defines the entire journey. Habits shape behavior. The heart shapes destiny. Without heart transformation, habits collapse under pressure. With heart transformation, discipline becomes natural. The man looked back at the life he once lived. Scrolling for hours. Chasing comfort. Ignoring purpose. Waiting for motivation. He barely recognized that version of himself. The change did not come from willpower alone. The change came from surrender. He also understood something humbling. Even a disciplined man without God remains a well-organized slave. A slave to pride. A slave to sin. A slave to emptiness. Structure alone cannot produce freedom. Only God produces freedom. This realization gave him peace. Because the journey no longer depended on his strength alone. The journey depended on God's power working through surrender. The story ends where it began. Every man is addicted to something. Your life will follow the direction of that addiction. Choose distraction and your purpose fades. Choose pleasure and your discipline dies. Choose pride and your heart hardens. Choose God and transformation begins. So become a real man. A true man of God. A man disciplined in body. A man surrendered in heart. A man addicted to the presence of God.